you're writing now. We're talking all about amputee awareness. What is your goal when you're writing a film, producing a movie, or just being an actor?
Well, let's also note that your career has gone not just from acting, but you're writing and producing.
Yeah.
That's big. So now you're doing both sides of the camera.
I do. I love writing and producing. I started in 2014, the first year of the Disability Film Challenge, because at that point I was still a new amputee. I had graduated with a musical theater degree and wasn't getting the auditions I wanted. So I started to write the stories that I wanted to be in, that I wanted to see. So that first year of the Disability Film Challenge, I wrote like a romantic comedy called Disability. It's about a girl going on a first date
like a
for the
website.
first time, right?
I like that.
It does.
That could take off.
TheNewMatch.com. Yeah. And I won Best Actor. And then from there, I just like kept writing, kept producing. I have like a full script for a feature film called Hope for the Holidays that stars 4 actors with disabilities that I'm trying to get produced now. And I have a pilot script called Lame about a group of female friends with disabilities. It's sort of like Girls, but
funny.
not girls. Yeah, so I'm just always trying to find new ways into the disabled experience that we haven't seen before on TV. And a lot of my work gets produced because of the Disability Film Challenge, because it's such a quick turnaround and everyone works for free, because with the rules, like to keep everything fair, everyone has to be a volunteer. So every year, I gather together a group of people who are willing to put in a few days of work for free to create something to promote disability inclusion. And every year, I'm just like dumbfounded by the generosity of the people I find. Like this year, our DP was Daniel Cho, who came back again to donate his time and his amazing like camera equipment. And my co-director, Katrina, she just like donates her time every year to make something really special. And we have always such a like amazing mix of people with and without disabilities, and such an amazing mix of different disabilities. Like this year, I starred in the film, and my co-star was Lachi, who is an incredible blind singer. And then the film also starred Imani Barbarin, who's an incredible disability advocate, very famous on social media, and she has CP. And then like my co-producer is Shannon Ryan, who's hard of hearing. My co-director, Katrina, has a knee injury that will not heal. And our first AD has a disability called achalasia that affects his esophagus. And we have, people who are neurodiverse on the team. So it's like really, it's such a special experience to be on a set with so many people with disabilities who just get it, like they get
That's
what we're
wild.
doing,
I
they get
didn't
the
know
message.
there was that many layers to it. I thought you were just doing films about it, but literally everyone involved
has
a disability. That's incredible.
Yeah, for the Disability Film Challenge, you only have to have one person with a disability in front of the camera or behind the scenes, but we always like to have many people with disabilities because there are so many of us out there working in this industry, and yet we are still so unseen. So I always like to make it a point to have a lot of people behind the camera as well with disabilities.
Right.
Yeah.
And now let's talk a little bit about the latest film you put out, if we're allowed to. I know I got to see something before it came out.
Yeah, you got the sneak preview.
I don't know how much we're allowed to talk about it, but we can cut anything we need to.
Yeah.
But tell us a little bit more about that. You're the co-star, she was actually blind. I didn't know that. I thought it was just for that's incredible.
Yeah. She's an incredible blind singer. She started losing her sight, and now she is technically blind. Like she still has some vision. And I think that's also a misconception. Like a lot of people who are legally blind still have a little bit of sight. But Lachi was absolutely incredible to work with. Like I wrote this film, and I originally wrote it for a man with autism as that role, as my co-star, because it's a love story. And I wanted it to be like about, someone who's having a hard time revealing like that they may have a disability or that they've been struggling to get a diagnosis. And then I talked to Lachi, and I knew I wanted it to be musical, and I knew she was an incredible singer. And I was like,
Yeah, her voice
we
is...
have to rewrite this role for you. And so she story edited with me and wrote it with me. And I think we came up with something really special. It's definitely not a story I think that has been seen before. Because we play, you know, two women who fall in love. And I have my disability from the start of the film. And then gradually, like, our connection fades. And I ask her, like, are you cheating on me? What is happening? And she reveals that she has been struggling to get a diagnosis with her eyes, and the doctors think it might be RP, and she might eventually go blind. And then we come together and we, you know, still like stay in love and work on the relationship
Yeah, you
and
overcome it together.
you know, yeah. And I feel like that's a misconception too. It's like as soon as you become disabled, your partner will leave you. And it's like, yes, that happens, but also sometimes it can work out too. And especially since my character already had a disability, I feel like she was more like in tune with like, this isn't the end of the world. We're going
Right.
to get through this. Becoming disabled is not the end of the world.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a powerful message.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
I met my now fiance after my accident. So we just like deal with it together.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just part of both of our lives.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like, I think if people feel that someone's going to look at you differently because of your disability, like maybe they won't. Like, don't have that in your
Right.
head.
Right.
Because that's a powerful message.
Yeah.
I
Thank
love
you.
that. Yeah, you met Michaela, what, a year after your accident?
Yeah, I ask her that all the time. I'm like, you went for the dude at the gym with one leg? I think there's something wrong with her, not me.
Right. I say that to my fiance too. I'm like, Grant, why did you choose me?
Right.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, I think especially once you become disabled, there's still like so much you have to offer, and sometimes even more. Like before I became an amputee, I feel like I was less empathetic, less of a strong person. And now I feel like I'm a better version of myself.
And you have so much insight.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
you need to go through things in your life
Yeah.
to have more insight. And like, that's something we uncover in almost every episode that we talk about, is like those who have been through the mud, they know a whole lot more